Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Healthcare Facilities Symposium and Expo webinar series. Just give you all a few minutes to come on into the room. Welcome from where you are this afternoon. Just give it another minute or two and let everybody file in. Great. See folks coming in. Again, welcome to the Healthcare Facilities Symposium and Expo webinar series. I'm excited to have you join us this afternoon. All right. Just give it. Looks like people are still coming. I'll just give it a few more seconds. Thanks for everybody's patience. All right, I think we'll kick it off. So again, welcome to the Healthcare Facilities Symposium and Expo webinar series. I'm Jenna Ferguson. Really glad to have you join us this afternoon. Today's webinar is sponsored by Zurn Elkay. We're really excited to bring you this content. We try and do webinars throughout the year. We also have a leaflet newsletter. Of course, our crown jewel is our annual event, which was just this past September in San Diego, and we're already looking forward to next year. Our call for speakers is already open for next year. We will be in Charlotte, North Carolina. But for today, we are bringing you education virtually. Just one housekeeping announcement. This webinar is eligible for an AIA learning unit. We will also send out certificate of completions for those of you who want to self-report to other organizations. When you registered, you had the ability to indicate your AIA number, or if you wanted a certificate, I will also put that information in the chat. If you wanted to double check, you can email me. So just keep an eye open in the chat in a few minutes. But without further ado, what I'd like to do is, again, thank Zurn Elkay for sponsoring this afternoon's webinar, and I would like to turn it over to Tony Sobczak, who is going to lead this afternoon's webinar. So Tony, I will put you and everyone in your capable hands.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jenna, and thank you all for joining me this afternoon. I just want to take a quick moment in honor of Veterans Day, and to all but sincere thank you on behalf of the Zurn Elkay Water Solutions and the team. Thank you to all the veterans for your service. I appreciate the introduction, and thank you for joining me today. Without further ado, my name is Tony Sobczak. I'm the National Owner Accounts Manager for Healthcare at Zurn Elkay. Welcome to the CEU, elevating hospital safety, sustainability, and efficiency with smart water solutions. Today, we will discuss how Zurn Elkay's connected solutions enhance performance at every level of your building. We are the largest plumbing and water safety manufacturer in the US, providing approximately 90% of water solutions within hospitals. As Jenna previously mentioned, this program qualifies for one learning unit, the Health, Safety, and Welfare Hour. Zurn Elkay is registered provider within the American Institute of the Architects Continuing Education Systems. Credits earned on completion of this program will be reported to the IAI and CES for IAI members. As she mentioned, this program is registered with the IAI CES for continuing professional education. As such, it does not include content that may be deemed or construed to be an approval endorsement by the IEI or any material of construction or any method of manner of handling, using, distributing, or dealing. And questions related to materials and services will be addressed at the conclusion of this presentation. With that, here's a quick course description. And diving right in, we're going to have 4 main objectives today. The first is to explore how to acquire operational ROI insights to capture capital planning and expenditure opportunities. The second is to learn how connected solutions can lower labor and MRO expenses by extending product life cycles and implementing proactive preventative maintenance practices based on usage metrics. Third objective is to gain macro view of the safety of your water supply throughout your facility and utilize micro insights to keep your hospital water safe for patients, staff, and visitors. The ultimate goal is to learn how to implement safe flushing protocols that mitigate the risk of Legionella and other waterborne pathogens. Sorry about that. Other pathogens while conserving water to meet sustainability objectives. All right. How can hospitals capitalize on technological innovations and improve their facilities' water and plumbing management? First, implement automated remote flushing capabilities through a connected platform. Increase and track safety measures to mitigate risk of Legionella and improve water management plans. Second, leverage simplified platforms and the latest technology and connected water solutions to deliver and track wins for an improved efficiency and sustainability. The insights can also be led to a reduction in maintenance issues. This will reduce the demands on the facility and environmental service teams, effectively lowering total costs. So water and associated solutions throughout the hospital are becoming more and more connected. Connected solutions often seen in hospitals include flush valves, occupancy lights, bottle filling stations, grease interceptors, backflow devices, and faucets. Let's take a look at how technology and connected faucets deliver a higher level of risk mitigation and safety for Legionella and other waterborne pathogen concerns. The industry agrees that flushing increases water quality and water safety. If water isn't flowing, it is guaranteed that bacteria is growing. There are 4 main ways it does this, and they are: first, flushing minimizes environments that promote biofilm, and biofilm is the food for pathogens. Second, flushing reduces stagnation. Third, flushing decreases the water age. And the fourth and final, flushing increases the reach of supplemental disinfection. It helps disinfection, whether it be chlorine, monochloramine, environmental, and copper silver ionization move through the pipes. Apologize the slides. There we go. The industry acknowledges and promotes the benefits of keeping water moving throughout the plumbing system to mitigate the risk of Legionellas and other waterborne pathogens. Regardless of the supplemental disinfection method a hospital uses, maintaining a continuous water flow is crucial for enhancing water safety. But manual flushing is expensive. Automated remote flushing can deliver both safety and savings. A majority of hospitals are paying somebody to walk from room to room, building to building, campus to campus, manually flushing faucets. This is extremely inexpensive, and you can actually eliminate this expense. Remote automated flushing capability enables a hospital to flush outlets based on the water volume. That means you can track the amount of water flowing through each outlet. You can program the faucets to flush based on water volume parameters that you set. And alternatively, you can program the faucets to flush at any schedule you prefer, such as once a week. This way, you can save money and conserve water. Remote connected flushing can deliver other savings by providing proactive Legionella risk mitigation and help fight legal battles and costly public relation nightmares. The automated flushing program may also help avoid lower insurance premiums. For example, let's take a look at a 300-room hospital. We'll assume that there are 2 outlets per room to be flushed. If a hospital flushes manually once a week, and we say it takes 30 minutes per room, that might sound high, but we are figuring in walking time, room to room, building to building, that would take about 7,800 man hours. With that, if you pay somebody $30 an hour, the annual cost is $230,000 over the year. Over a 10-year span, 78,000 man hours and $2.3 million is spent. Automated line flushing is recommended throughout the industry, including ASPE and VHA directives. What is being recommended? The most common best practice utilized by hospitals is to flush each faucet for 5 minutes on both the cold and hot lines. Some facilities choose to flush the cold side for 5 minutes, then flush the hot side until it reaches its maximum temperature, designated in the water management plan, and then flush for additional couple minutes. There are variances in how often to flush. Many hospitals and other facilities have implemented weekly flushing. This practice does not consider occupancy or outlet usage. Other facilities choose to flush based on occupancy. Often, this would take place at the time of a room turnover. Facilities also have the ability with smart sensors to track the exact usage of each outlet. They can implement flushing at specific outlets when usage has been low or obsolete for predetermined periods, as outlined in their water management plan. Smart flushing eliminates manual labor and costs. No matter what flushing schedule a hospital adopts in its water management plan, a central key to success is the requirement to document all activities. All details of the plan should be documented, including the schedule, the flushing time requirements, hot, cold, the outlets, the case, gallons flushing, and the definition of the inactivity. Remote automating flushing protocols help achieve these industry recommended best practices. Compliance is demanding automatic flushing. Remote automatic flushing enables easy tracking and proof of activity, as required by the CMS mandate and the Joint Commission. It helps meet ASHI's required proof of verification and validation in a water management plan. This is important because a hospital can lose some of its Medicare and Medicaid reimbursements if found to be out of compliance. Automation also eliminates human error. For example, if a facility or EVS team member is manually flushing, do you know they actually completed that? Did they use both cold water and hot water? Did they do that for the allotted time described and laid out in your water management plan? You frankly just do not know. With that, let's switch gears. Apologize, the slides get ahead of me there. Let's switch gears and talk about how safer water can be delivered through the latest innovations in bottle filling stations. Do you know the number one reason hospitals install bottle fill stations? It might surprise you, but it's because the nurses are asking for them. Nursing appreciates easy access to clean, healthy drinking water, as it not only improves their overall well-being, but it also positively impacts job performance and ability to keep patients safe. Dehydration, as little as 2% of total body, can impair physical and cognitive performance. In a 2015 publication, a 2015 study published in the National Library of Medicine, which observed 88 nurses and doctors over 130 shifts, more than 45% were dehydrated at the end of shift. As one expert noted, I can't think of any one thing that can impede performance quicker than being dehydrated in the medical field, where you're making crucial and sometimes life and death decisions. Being in top mental health and physical condition is crucial. Bottle fill stations enhance safety by encouraging staff to stay hydrated throughout the day, leading to increased mental acuity and improved patient care. Bottle filling stations have an indirect effect of reducing clutter in workspaces, which can help prevent germ transfer. The new connected bottle fill stations can help track water consumption within departments, and in general support the wellness and respite efforts of the nurses. As a hospital, the number one priority should be health and safety. Bottle filling stations consistently deliver safer water for patients, staff, and visitors by removing lead, PFAS, the microplastics, cysts, and settlements. Lead is still extremely prevalent in our drinking water. All the colors on the map represent hospitals affiliated with top health systems across the US. The darker the red, the higher the lead levels in drinking water. Bottle filling stations filter this out of the water, making it safer to drink. If everyone has seen the movie Dark Waters, I recommend taking a couple of times, some time to watch the movie itself. If you haven't, please do. It provides excellent insight regarding the initial discovery of DuPont and the forever chemicals, PFAS. Forever chemicals are essentially everywhere. The EPA stated they were in water systems serving 46 million plus people. Wall Street Journal stated that they were in almost half of all US tap water. And why is it important? Because it does not go away. PFAS accumulates over time in the blood and organs, and once they are consumed, they stay in our bodies, which leads to a myriad of adverse health impacts, including effects on reproductive systems, low birth rates, developmental issues, increased risks of cancer, reduced immune system response, and more. In addition to filtering out multiple contaminants, the latest bottle filling stations include 2 additional safety precautions to mitigate the risk of Legionella and other waterborne pathogens. First, just like faucets, they can be remotely flushed via an online portal. The stations can be pre-scheduled to flush regularly or set to flush based on water volume. This information is automatically loaded into your portal and can be easily integrated into your water management plan. A second line of precaution is a point of use UV, which kills Legionella and other waterborne pathogens at the point of contact as the water flows through the light. One note to consider is that bottle filling stations can test positive for Legionella and other waterborne pathogens, just like any other water-bearing solution or fixture in a hospital. However, there are no known cases of Legionnaires or others disease associated with bottle filling stations. If you weren't aware, for someone to contract a Legionnaire's disease, they must inhale or aspirate, which is highly unlikely with a bottle filling station. Safety and development in technology and connected water solutions aren't always patient or visitor facing, but they can be just as important. Consider backflow prevention. Undetected relief valve discharges can cause cross-contamination and flooding. A connected system will alert you as soon as the pressure drops, changes, or relief discharge surpasses your set tolerances. Your system can shut the water off automatically and remotely. The facility team can monitor solutions to ensure safety, reduce liability, and offer peace of mind. Let's face it, when do you most often experience leaks, floods, and emergencies? It's on the weekend, the wee hours of the morning. A connected backflow allows for remote monitoring and the ability to shut off water as needed. Changing over to sustainability, let's discuss the latest innovative water-related connected solutions and how they can help hospitals achieve sustainability goals. There are 3 ways to put points on the scoreboard for your water-related sustainability goals. You want products with a long life cycle, products that are reliable, last for a long time. Second, you do not want to have to constantly replace parts. Third, you want to be able to track the sustainability milestones and wins. We've discovered how new HydroX technology can help hospitals become safer, but it can also aid a hospital in reaching its sustainability goals. The turbine engine inside the HydroX technology creates its own energy with just a few activations per day. This means it isn't drawing constant electricity. The lithium-ion batteries in each unit with the turbine technology are designed to last for up to 10 years and a typical age of an average commercial lifespan. This means that you are able to, in a sense, set it and forget it. You will not be constantly changing out the batteries with the preventative maintenance. The turbine itself is renewable, sustainable, uninterrupted energy, and you have an absolute energy win as well as a battery win. Sustainability from connected faucets also comes via the ability to set protocols based on water volume. As discussed earlier, currently many hospitals are implementing manual flushing programs. By choosing a connected system, a hospital not only mitigates the risk of Legionella and other waterborne pathogens, but can do so in a sustainable manner. Manual flushing wastes a significant amount of water because it occurs regardless of how often the water faucet is activated, irrespective of the volume water that has passed through it. You flush when you may not need to flush. A hospital can easily use hundreds of thousands of gallons of water when it isn't necessary and when it doesn't provide any benefit or increase any safety. Connected flushing enables you to mitigate the risk of Legionella, thereby providing increased safety for patients, staff, and visitors, while also doing so in a sustainable manner through two options. You can flush based on a preset schedule. You can do so sustainably by setting the remote flushing in higher risk areas more frequently than others. This could be based on the patient population or on any typical occupancy metrics. A more sustainable way allows you to implement flushing protocols using the connected flushing based on water volume. The system measures the amount of water flowing through each faucet with a predetermined time frame. If that parameter isn't met, then the faucet automatically initiates a flush. Therefore, you only flush when necessary. You also can flush when it helps, preventing your Legionella and Legionella and other waterborne pathogens risk by mitigating consistent flushing. Technology is exciting, but the product itself has to work. Faucets designed to work consistently, correctly, and for a longer time are a sustainability win because they do not need to be consistently replaced. How? Faucets that do not have solenoids and instead use a proven gear-driven ceramic cartridge technology are less susceptible to debris and buildup. This leads to fewer maintenance issues, a longer life cycle, and typically over 1 million cycles. This is a win for sustainability, operations, and maintenance teams alike. The ceramic cartridge stands up to chlorine, monochloramine, and other extremely hot water temperatures and environments often seen in the hospitals, making it last longer than the standard solenoid, extending the life of the actual faucet fixture itself. Your flush valves can also last longer. How? By how the internal components are made, particularly the diaphragm. If you use a thermoplastic elastomers instead of the traditional black rubber material, they will last twice as long. Why? Because the material isn't as susceptible to wear and tear as it has advanced chemical resistance to chlorine, monochloramine, and other chemicals typically found in hospital water systems. The hospital will also implement additional water conservation measures. As mentioned, the thermoplastic elastomer doesn't break down like the rubber filter does. When the rubber filter begins to break down and deteriorate, it breaks apart, resulting in run-ons, leaks, inconsistent flush volumes, and double flushing. All of those lead to increased and wasteful water usage. Let's take a look at the numbers for a typical 300-room hospital. We'll implement low-flow toilets in all areas, and out of extreme caution, we'll only use low-flow faucets in public spaces. We'll assume that we leave the patient room alone. If a hospital implements this measure, it can expect to save approximately $1.2 million in water usage in patients' rooms. That's only from the toilets and the flush valves, and over 3 million gallons of water from public restrooms. Oh, apologize. There we are. Exploring sustainability efforts by utilizing the hydro technology. Again, be conservative, using hydro technology for all the toilets and public faucets. By doing so, in addition to the water savings, the hospital will save over 2,000 batteries during the life of those fixtures. Discussing a sustainability win with bottle fill stations. The new technology is simply superior to past options that we've had in the past with our new pro filtration. Bottle fill stations are now connected and offer automated flushing capabilities. Sorry about that, allowing connected flushing capabilities. Sustainability wins include a longer lasting filter, so you're replacing them less often. A 10,000 gallon filter lasts 3 times as long as the standards. And they're designed to be be more vandal resistant and in general less susceptible to wear and tear. Also, there is no more yellow lights. This isn't necessarily a sustainability win, but it's a PR win for the facility teams as you receive fewer complaints, fewer work orders for the yellow light on the bottle fill stations, knowing that the filter is in good standing use. Of course, the big win and the no-brainer with bottle filling stations when it comes to sustainability is the reduction in plastics. Some interesting facts you may or may not know. It does take 9 times the amount of water to make a plastic bottle than it does to fill it. Bottled water is approximately 2,000 times more energy intensive than tap water. Americans purchase about 50 billion single-use plastics each year. Bottle fill stations have saved 2.5 million metric tons of plastics from being sent to the landfills since 2012. That equates to 9.9 metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions and over 103 billion plastic bottles. How does how does it break down for an individual hospital? The estimated sustainability impact for a 300-bed hospital with 15 bottle fill stations is keeping 225,000 bottles out of the waste site per year. That equates to almost 12,000 pounds of plastic, approximately 340 cubic yards, and equivalent to 84 dumpsters. You can easily track the plastic bottles you save and utilize them for great PR opportunities and employee morale. You also can achieve a cost savings of over $3,000 by eliminating the extra dumpsters you don't need. There are other sustainability wins a hospital can achieve by sourcing the latest designs and technologies on the market. The first is hand dryers. I know what you're thinking. You generally don't see hand dryers in hospitals, but the technology has significantly advanced. So it is worth noting. Hand dryers are now use only about 3.16 watts per hour, and the HEPA filter captures 99.9% of particles, 0.3 microns or larger. In 2023, hand dryers eliminated 3.8 billion paper towels, which equates to approximately 152,000 trees and 6,500 metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions. Infection prevention may allow you to consider them for non-critical places within your hospital, especially the newest cold plasma technology hitting the market. Partitions can be a sustainability win as well. Look for recycled content. You will typically find a range from 30 to 90% depending on the material. Also, consider design features that ensure that they last longer, such as non-slamming doors. Sinks. Sinks are another place to look for recycled capabilities or recycled materials. Typically, you can achieve up to 75% recycling rates, and they should be fully recyclable at the end of the life cycle. You probably haven't considered pressure reducing valves and backflow preventers as a sustainability win, but they certainly can be. Look for flow performance with a low pressure drop off and ask manufacturers what they've done to reduce materials in the production of these solutions. For example, this compact valve design now reduces the amount of bronze needed by 35%. The shorter the bronze body on the backflow preventers reduces the raw material needs by 48%. Efficiency, reduced costs, and labor demands. How can connected water solutions help hospitals reduce costs and labor demand? There's several ways these solutions can make hospitals more efficient. There are three ways in which new technology and connected solutions lead to increased efficiency. A hospital can use connected solutions to lower MRO expenses, reduce labor hours, and associated costs and decrease maintenance issues. Bottom line, every hospital is looking to reduce overhead expenses and labor costs. Technology and connected solutions can help with all three. We've already discussed some of the safety benefits of the automated flushing capabilities and the sustainability goals that can be achieved with hydro-powered connected faucets. It can also save you money. First, a hospital will have fewer MRO expenses and parts. The gear-driven ceramic are less prone to breakdown, and they have fewer maintenance issues, saving time and money. The second, the hospitals additionally will have the fewer maintenance issues. The faucets will perform better. There is no water hammer, so the facility team will not be responding to work orders and complaints. The sensor can be adjusted to preferred intuitive activation, which leads to fewer complaints and the need for less frequent adjustments. The most beneficial feature is the predictive maintenance insights shared through a dashboard, which allows a facility team to schedule maintenance routines in a smart and proactive manner. All of these factors lead to the fewer labor hours being spent on changing batteries, adjusting sensor activations, replacing solenoids, and manual flushing. Additionally, the hydro-powered faucets cost nearly the same as traditional sensor faucets. A hospital will also benefit from the hydro-powered flush valves. Fewer MRO expenses will be realized because fewer diaphragms will be purchased and no batteries will be required for up to 10 years in the life of that commercial restroom. The maintenance and facility teams will have fewer maintenance issues to contend with. The triple filtered liner diaphragm design leads to fewer leaks and clogged toilets. The material withstands chlorine, monochloramine, and higher water temperatures better. The team can schedule maintenance in advance, increase efficiency by utilizing the usage insights provided with the connected platform, which we will show you in a bit. This ultimately results, again, in fewer labor hours and lower overall expenses. You aren't paying someone to walk around and change the batteries. The team isn't wasting time constantly replacing the diaphragms, and you aren't spending as many hours replacing and manually flushing. Let's take a look at some of the dollars here. This is an average 300-bed hospital. By installing low-flow toilets throughout the hospital and low-flow faucets in public spaces, a hospital can save approximately $19,000 annually in water savings. Connected faucets, flush valves deliver significant savings and sustainability by reducing MRO replacement parts and their associated labor costs. Connected solutions with HydroGear technology have essentially no maintenance costs because the diaphragm is only changed once every 10 years. The gear parts last the entire life of the commercial restroom. There are no solenoids to replace. There's virtually no batteries to replace. Traditional sensor flush valves and faucets would result in an estimated $53,000 in replacement parts and $65,000 in labor costs, totaling $110,000 in total cost over the 10 years. Hardwired options are also more expensive, with replacement costs exceeding $46,000 and additional labor costs of $16,000, totaling nearly $63,000. Hydro-powered sensor solutions deliver on savings. This doesn't include the water and labor savings associated with the use of remote line flushing capabilities. With new technology on bottle stations, a hospital can expect to save over $3,000 a year by reducing dumpster pickups by 84%. Facility team spends less time changing filters. The faster the change out with the replacement of the filters on top of the unit versus underneath the unit. So there's no bending, no laying on the ground. Again, the 10,000 gallon capacity filter will result in less changeouts and result in more time back in your day. Typically, a hospital can probably expect to potentially change that maybe once a year. The light indicators are now all in blue, as we mentioned. There's no alarming red light that in the past triggered people to complain if the filter hadn't been changed. A hospital can be proactive and schedule filter changes through the dashboard, which gives an early indication that the filter's ready to go. Lastly, a hospital can also take a look at the remote line flushing capabilities that the ProFlow filtration unit has to offer. All of these advanced designs lower labor demands and total associated costs. So in our final section, we're going to take a look at how everything works with our connected platform. Solutions paired with a simple platform. So ultimately, how does it work? There are different options on the market, but I believe this platform, PlumbSmart, is the most effective and user-friendly and leads to true cost savings. How it works is simple. Sensors capture and send data to the cloud and gateway. The data is then analyzed in the cloud for alerts and insights. The information is delivered in real time via an app, desktop, or BMS 24/7. Alerts are sent via email or text when parameter thresholds are exceeded. How does a facility team become more efficient with the platform? They gain insights that improve experience. The platform utilizes machine learning, identifying usage patterns, which leads to fewer maintenance issues, resolving in possible emergencies quicker, resolving and responding to possible emergencies quicker, and allows the team to schedule part replacements ahead of time, becoming more proactive than reactive. This leads to a more efficient facility maintenance and EVS team, as well as a better patient and visitor experience. Simply enough, is the dashboard complicated? No. Does it provide useful insights that are easy to use? Yes. It is easy to navigate. It features great graphics that deliver the information you need quickly. Alarms and notifications can be pushed, and it also includes the security and password integrity you expect. Let's talk about the PlumbSmart and the connected dashboard. You have two options for automated flushing. The first is that you select the date, time, and flush length. You can schedule flushes by campus buildings or down to single rooms and faucets. Alternatively, you can schedule flushing protocols based on water volume per faucet. This way you can reduce risks associated with wasted water, decrease water usage, and keep your water safer by flushing only faucets that haven't met your usage parameters. Again, it provides proof and documentation each and every time flushing is completed and aids in the compliance and aligns with the industry's latest guidelines. Here's a screenshot of the data that's being flushed. You can easily see the status with the green check mark on the right-hand side, indicating that the flush was completed as intended. It shows the building, the floor room, an individual faucet. It'll also record the flushing event duration as well as the volume of water used. You get access to insights that improve operational efficiency, alerts to possible MRO replacement needs, and you can lower the demand on your facilities and maintenance teams. This data can be used to identify demand usage that is integral for future building projects. You will also receive several data points that lead to improved operational efficiency. You can see the status of the fixture. It can be viewed in relation to the building's location, floor, room of each fixture. You can see battery status and usage patterns. The team will gain insights for MRO scheduling, budget planning, renovations, upgrades, and retrofits. These insights help move the team from being reactive to proactive. Alerts and alarms can be set to identify possible clogs, leaks, and other maintenance safety issues. Sustainability reports can be used throughout the organization. Here's an example of one graphic provided on water usage and water conservation. You can also dig more deeply into water usage and see the average use by day and even down to the hour. It's not just the front of the wall solutions. You can gain insights from your backflow devices that can prevent floods and further damage to your buildings. Connected water solutions create a safer, sustainable, and more efficient hospital. To conclude, there are 4 easy steps to a safer, more sustainable, and more efficient hospital. The first is, let's schedule a lunch and learn, an on-site assessment with you and your teams and ours. Second, let's take a look at what we learned from the site tour and review recommended solutions at this stage. We'll have the opportunity to qualify for pilot programs and gain an authentic firsthand experience. Third, get smart, get connected. Our dedicated teams will walk you through just how easy setup and usage truly is. Fourth and final step, let's work together on consolidation, standardization goals, as well as savings from first fit master specs to major renovations to MRO to parts replacements. Our strong partnerships nationwide can help achieve all of those goals with you and your teams. This slide, feel free to snap a picture, scan the QR code, and get the conversation started today. I realized that ran a little faster with my slides. I'm going to thank you for the time today and open it up to ask any questions or pass it back over to Jenna Beth.
Excellent. Thank you, Tony. It's all I kept thinking was it's the things that we take for granted or we expect to always be there that are not so simple. So we appreciate all of the information today. That was excellent. We will take questions for those who've asked them. You can use the Q&A feature through Zoom. I'll get to those in 1 minute. I just wanted to reiterate to everybody, as Tony said at the beginning, and I also said that today's webinar is eligible for an AIA learning unit. When you registered, we asked for your AIA number. We will report that for you by next Friday. If you did not do so, you can also just send me an email and check on that. Or if you are self-reporting to another organization, we will send a certificate of completion. Again, that was part of your registration process. But my email's there in the chat if you have any questions. And the only other thing I just wanted to reiterate, Tony was very kind to wish everyone and thank those of service for a happy Veterans Day today. And I just wanted to say the same as well from the Healthcare Facility Symposium group. And thank you all for joining us on this Veterans Day. So let us get to the questions. I'm just looking here. I opened a window that I didn't need to open. There we go. All right. So the first question we have here, Tony, someone asking, what difficulties are you encountering as an organization when implementing these solutions?
Sure. No, great question. Some of the challenges we have, I feel like, is just the education and the awareness of these solutions, the benefits, and some of the maybe the past understanding of thoughts and myths of sensors or technology. Obviously, the way the future is going and the way the world is data and demand and technology is the way, is here. So I think one of the challenges we have is just really sitting down with the teams and having really an organic conversation to educate and become more aware to help support goals, initiatives, and dispel any myths that may be out there.
Great. All right. Let's see. We have another question here. This one is, do you have any health systems that are currently using the technology you talked about?
We do. We have quite a bit, and for the sake of partnerships, would love to discuss further and have a direct conversation with whoever asked that question. Even further, we do have a lot, many systems out there that are incorporating these systems, technology, and solutions. Yes.
Great. And let's see. I think I've got one more question here. Yeah, I have one more question here. Could you help my facilities team communicate the value of this to our corporate design and construction teams?
Absolutely. We would love to. One of the great things is with the Zurn Elkay team, our teams will definitely align with your teams. We would love to have a conversation at the facility FMS level to partner with the design construction to really focus on what the true ROI, the savings, the safety, and the capabilities are of some of these solutions from a long-term standing facility play to the initial first fit master spec planning design construction phase.
Great. All right. I don't see any more questions. We appreciate everybody staying on and enjoying today's webinar. Thank you again to Tony. Thank you again to Zurn Elkay for supporting our event and for providing today's webinar. We really appreciate it. Keep your eyes out for more webinars coming this winter. And more importantly, we look forward to seeing everybody next September in Charlotte, North Carolina for the 2026 Healthcare Facilities Symposium and Expo. So thank you again, Tony. Everyone have a good afternoon, and we'll give you a little bit of time back on your schedule today. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
everyone.